Hi, I'm Sarah Bryars. I'm Chief Executive of Target, and I'm here to take on the SoGlos 10 Questions Challenge. Target is a public relations agency that helps organisations to achieve their goals through purposeful and clear communications in a fast-changing and very noisy world. PR Week ranks us in the top 50 PR consultancies outside of London. And we're an agency with a really broad range of experience, which means we can help clients in lots of different ways, from senior boardroom counsel through to comm strategy and hands-on implementation, which might include media relations, social media, events, content, and all sorts of copywriting. So question one, it's Target's 45-year anniversary in 2022. What are you doing to mark the occasion? Our anniversary itself is in September, so we'll be celebrating with a night out with our team then, and some treats for our clients, which is going to be a surprise. But also we're taking the year to reflect on some of the great achievements of Target through the decades, and that's been lots of fun to look back at some campaigns and share on social some great photographs and memories of brilliant brands that we've worked with and the team that's delivered those. But we're also looking forward. So we're thinking about the big questions of today around purpose and how PR and comms can help to deliver purpose-led organisations. And we're using some fantastic research from my colleague Sam Candiali, who's a director at Target, called Pillars of Purpose. She did that as part of her MBA, and we're sharing that now with our clients and the wider business community to start that conversation. Question two, you've been Chief Exec at Target since 2011, but are still very hands-on. Why is this so important to you? I guess first of all, because I enjoy it. 30 years in PR and comms, and it's still what I love to do, so I like to keep my hand in. But also, I guess, I think I've got some great experience to share that can add value to clients. So I try and stay involved at that level. But you know what, we've got an amazing team who are great practitioners, so they're the ones that carry the torch and are the real doers. Question three, Target works with clients in sectors ranging from heating and plumbing to professional services, retail and charity. Are the PR challenges similar across the board? Yes, they are actually. And that's one of the things I love about agency life, is that you can work for wildly different organisations, but the comms challenges are often similar, and that's usually around what's happening in the business at that time. So it might be that there's a new chief executive, it might be that there's a change in their sector, there's legislation that they're having to adapt to. There'll be something significant that actually means they need to have a plan about how they're going to get a clear message across to different stakeholders, and that's what we do. Are the basic principles of PR the same now as they ever were? Yes, I think they are. So the tools and the media landscape has changed enormously. The way that we communicate has changed a great deal. But the principles of PR are still really led by having a clear vision about what the organisation stands for, what it's trying to achieve. Authenticity about delivering on the promises that an organisation is making through its brand and through the way it delivers its work. And then having a really good communications plan for how you're going to engage with the different stakeholder groups that you have to earn the reputation that you have. And PR is about growing relationships and growing reputations through truly engaging with the communities that you serve. What were the main lessons you learnt from the pandemic as a business owner? I think togetherness of the board. It felt like we were a really tight team as a board in adapting to a situation that none of us were prepared for or really knew what was to expect next. And we really, I think, played to the strengths of each other. We're four board directors and owners who have very different skills and personalities, but we work together really well. And I think the importance of openness where you can and keeping those communication channels with your team open were really important. And the other thing I would say is that I think we realised how having strong relationships was so important to draw on when hard times hit you. And those relationships set us in such good stead for relationships not just within the business, but actually with our clients, with our suppliers, with our landlord. All those things helped us as a board to I think, make good decisions. And question 6, how about from a client's PR perspective? Well, that was really interesting because there was a range of reactions from clients during the pandemic, from an initial reservation about communicating and just pausing, just stopping, to for many, I think, realizing that it was very important to continue to communicate internally and externally. I think there was more focus on internal comms as the massive adjustment that organizations were having to face with either home working or furloughing their teams. And also there was a lot of pivoting, the word of the decade, I guess. So there was a lot of pivoting of businesses taking their communities online and needing to bring with them people that were perhaps used to face-to-face engagement to suddenly needing to bring them with you into communities that were virtual. What's your favourite memory since joining Target? So I've been at Target for 17 years, so there's actually lots of really good memories. But I would say winning is a great feeling, and some of those highlights would definitely be winning awards. That buzz of, you're shortlisted, you're there on the awards night with your team, everyone's dressed up, there's a great atmosphere and you're waiting. The moments of anticipation while your category is being announced and you're waiting for that, and then they say Target and the team goes mad and there's that buzz of your peers supporting you and that's an amazing feeling. You're sponsoring the Corporate Social Responsibility Award in the SoGlos Gloucestershire Business Awards. How important is CSR to modern businesses' social value? I think it's really important. I think it's always been important, but now more than ever, there are so many challenges that we're facing, from recovery from the pandemic to the climate emergency, a cost of living crisis, and of course witnessing the devastating war in Ukraine. So there's so much challenge in the world that I think more than ever, organisations and as individuals, we're thinking about what our contribution can really be. And CSR, there's lots of different terminology used, but really it's about how we can have purpose beyond profit. And organisations are doing that in lots of different ways. And I think more than ever, there's a desire from the people around us to really be clear about that, and whether that's our staff, whether it's our customers, even our supply chain is often demanding of us in terms of sustainability particularly. And so the way in which we choose to do our business is important. Question 9, what's your favourite thing about doing business in Gloucestershire? That's a great question. I've lived and worked in Gloucestershire for many years, and we're in a really exciting time now where there's a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of development of our services, our sectors. I think the opportunity is for us to realise that when we come together as private sector, public sector, charities, grassroots civic organisations, we can really achieve more opportunity for all across the county. Question 10. What do you enjoy doing when you're not working? Well, do you know what? I think the simplest things actually, and having had such a period where we weren't allowed to get together with our friends and families, one of the things I love most is actually just getting together with friends, and usually there's quite a few different flavoured gins involved, whether it's at someone's house, just cooking up some lovely food, talking nonsense, and usually by the end of the night a bit of dancing around the kitchen dance floor. That's one of the favourite things that I love to do.